There's a lie we've all been fed, and it's time we face it head on. This lie that kindness is the key to everything. That if you're just kind enough, the world will open its arms to you. The belief that kindness is a universal cure-all, a passport to good relationships, a shortcut to success. But let me ask you this. Has anyone ever told you that kindness, when used blindly, can kill your self-respect? Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But let me tell you, this isn't just some empty claim. It's the brutal truth. And I'm going to show you why. Kindness, when wielded recklessly, without thought or boundaries, becomes a form of weakness. It turns you into a doormat. People don't respect you for being nice when there's no strength behind it. They simply take advantage. Imagine for a moment that you're a lion, strong, dominant, powerful. You're the king of the jungle. But then, instead of embracing your true nature, you start pretending to be a sheep, running around trying to please every other animal in the forest. The moment you start acting like that, the other animals stop respecting you. They no longer see you as a threat. They no longer fear your power. They see you as weak, easily manipulated, and in the process, your self-respect, it vanishes. It gets crushed under the weight of everyone's expectations. I've witnessed this firsthand. People who bend over backward to please others, trying to be the nice guy, thinking they're doing the right thing. They give away their time, their energy, their efforts, expecting that kindness will be reciprocated, but it never is. Instead, they end up drained, feeling empty, watching as others walk all over them without even a second thought. Let me tell you something. Kindness, given without strength, is a one-way ticket to disappointment. It's a path to destruction. Here's the problem. Kindness without boundaries is like handing out a gift that no one asked for and certainly doesn't appreciate. When you're kind to others without first ensuring you treat yourself with respect, when you prioritize their needs over your own, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I don't care how good it feels in the moment to make someone else happy. The reality is you're just setting yourself up for betrayal. You're lowering your value because you're not respecting yourself enough to set the standards of how you should be treated. Real kindness, the kind that makes a difference, doesn't come from a place of desperation to be liked or accepted. It comes from a place of strength and self-respect. It comes from a deep understanding that you have value, and if someone is to receive your kindness, they need to show they deserve it. Kindness is not a free pass. It's not a cheap currency to throw around at every single person who comes your way. So when you give your energy to people who wouldn't do the same for you, when you pour your efforts into people who don't acknowledge or appreciate what you bring to the table, you're not helping them. You're hurting yourself. You're draining yourself to the point where you have nothing left to give, not just to them, but to yourself. This isn't just about setting boundaries. It's about teaching people how to treat you. And the only way to do that is by showing them you respect yourself. You cannot expect respect from others if you don't first give it to yourself. You cannot expect people to value your time, your energy, and your kindness if you don't show them that you value it first. If you're constantly giving people what they haven't earned, if you're constantly forgiving those who treat you like garbage, if you're letting them drain you dry, you are disrespecting yourself. Self-respect is not some abstract, fluffy concept. It's the core of who you are. It's the foundation that supports everything you do. When you value yourself, when you know your worth, you set the bar high. You don't allow others to treat you like less than you deserve. You protect your energy. You protect your time. You protect your kindness. And when you do that, you start attracting people who respect you for the strength you embody. They won't take you for granted. They won't use you. They won't see you as weak. They'll recognize your power and they'll meet you on your level. But here's the thing. Setting boundaries isn't always easy. It takes strength. It takes courage. It means you have to be willing to lose people who are toxic, who only want to take from you without giving anything in return. And that's hard. It's hard because society has conditioned us to believe that being liked and being nice is more important than respecting ourselves. But it's time to break free from that mindset. It's time to stop tolerating disrespect just to keep the peace. It's time to start respecting yourself enough to walk away from anything or anyone that threatens your sense of self-worth. You don't need anyone's approval to feel good about yourself. You don't need anyone's validation to know your value. The world will test you. People will try to push your boundaries. They will take advantage of your kindness if you let them. But it's up to you whether you allow it. It's up to you whether you stand firm in your self-respect or whether you let it get crushed under the weight of other people's demands. Kindness, when used properly, can be a powerful tool. But kindness without respect for yourself is a dangerous thing. It erodes your power, it chips away at your confidence, it kills your self-respect, one small compromise at a time. So ask yourself this: are you truly being kind, or are you simply trying to please everyone at the cost of your own happiness? Are you truly respecting yourself, or are you letting others dictate your worth? The choice is yours. Here's the truth: kindness is not some universal currency that you just hand out to everyone you meet. It's not some magic elixir that if you give it enough will make everything fall into place. Kindness, when given recklessly, can be dangerous. It can be draining. It can leave you empty, feeling like you've given everything you've got, and yet no one seems to care or appreciate it. The truth is, kindness must be earned. And that's not just something I'm pulling out of thin air. It's a fundamental truth that a lot of people fail to grasp. When you give kindness without expecting anything in return, without looking for some form of reciprocation, you're not helping anyone. You're hurting yourself. You're teaching people that your time, your effort, your resources, everything you have is worthless, that it can be taken freely without any sense of respect. And let me tell you, when you don't respect yourself enough to set boundaries, the world will take advantage of that. They'll take everything you have until there's nothing left. Think about it. How many times have you been kind to someone, done something for them with absolutely no intention of getting anything in return, only to be left feeling unappreciated, maybe even used? This isn't just a one-time thing. It's a cycle, a pattern. When you give kindness to people who haven't earned it, they don't learn to value it. They don't learn to respect it. Instead, they begin to expect it. And once that expectation takes root, they'll take it from you again and again without ever giving anything in return. The moment you give kindness to someone who hasn't earned it, you lose control of how that kindness is received. And that's when it starts to drain you. Here's what no one tells you. Kindness doesn't make you weak, but giving it without respect for yourself will make you feel weak. It will wear you down. People will walk all over you, and you'll start to feel like you have nothing left to give. You'll start to resent your own generosity. And when you start resenting your own actions, that's when your self-worth starts to slip away. Real kindness comes from a position of strength. When you respect yourself, when you know your value, that's when kindness truly shines. It's not about being nice just to make others like you or because you feel obligated to do it. It's about knowing when to give, when to stand firm, and when to withhold. You don't give your kindness to everyone who asks for it. You don't waste your time on people who don't respect you. You give your kindness to those who have earned it, who have shown that they value it, and who will reciprocate in their own way. Think about the people in your life who you've given your kindness to. The ones who appreciate it, who return it when you need it most. Those are the people who are worthy of your time, your energy, your effort. They've earned it, and they continue to earn it. When kindness is earned, it is a beautiful thing. It builds trust, respect, and a sense of mutual understanding. But when it's given freely to those who don't deserve it, it only leaves you feeling empty and drained. And this is where the problem lies. When you give kindness without making people earn it, you make yourself a martyr. You become the person who is always there for everyone else, but when you need help, when you need support, they're nowhere to be found. You give and give, but never get anything back in return. That's not kindness, that's foolishness. You're not helping anyone by constantly sacrificing your own well-being. You're just teaching people to take advantage of you, and in the process, you're sacrificing your own sense of self-respect. The key is understanding that kindness doesn't mean giving up your boundaries. It doesn't mean letting people walk all over you just to make them happy. You need to know when to say no, when to step back, and when to protect your own time and energy. And let's be real, there's a fine line between kindness and self-destruction. You have to ask yourself, are you giving kindness because you genuinely want to help? Or are you giving it because you're afraid of disappointing people? Are you being kind because you value yourself and the people you're giving to? Or are you just doing it because you're trying to fit into some mold of what society tells you is the right thing to do? The truth is, kindness without self-respect is just another form of self-sabotage. You can't give kindness to others and expect to be fulfilled if you haven't first fulfilled yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. And when you're constantly giving to others without setting limits, you deplete yourself. The energy, the effort, the goodwill, it all fades away until there's nothing left. And in that emptiness, you lose your self-respect. Because self-respect isn't just about believing in yourself. It's about knowing when to protect your energy, when to say no, and when to walk away from situations that drain you. At the end of the day, kindness isn't a bad thing, but it needs to come from a place of strength. It needs to be earned, and it needs to be given with discernment. If you don't respect yourself enough to set boundaries, if you don't respect yourself enough to walk away from those who take advantage of you, then your kindness will start to erode your sense of self-worth. And that's a price no one should pay. Self-respect is not some abstract idea that floats around in the ether, unattainable or irrelevant. It is the very foundation of who you are, the core of your existence, and it's the lens through which you should view every decision, every interaction, and every boundary you set. When you don't have self-respect, you open the door for others to walk all over you, to take advantage of you, to drain you of everything you've got, and that's when the real damage begins. Let me tell you something, self-respect is not negotiable. It isn't something you should compromise just to please people, just to make everyone else comfortable, or just to avoid conflict. The moment you start sacrificing your own respect to keep others happy is the moment you start losing your power. Without self-respect, you become a shell of who you're meant to be, constantly appeasing everyone else and leaving yourself in the dust. It's not about being selfish. It's about understanding that if you don't protect your energy and set boundaries, no one else will. People will take, they will ask for more, and they'll always want more. They'll see how far they can push you before you break. If you're constantly giving to others without ensuring your own needs are met, you'll end up empty. And when you're empty, you can't give anything of value to anyone. You become nothing more than a resource, something to be drained, something to be exploited. The power of self-respect lies in the ability to draw clear lines. It lies in knowing that you have the right to say no, the right to walk away, and the right to preserve your own energy. It's about having enough self-awareness to recognize when you're being taken advantage of, and enough strength to stop it before it goes too far. When you respect yourself, you don't allow people to push you around. You don't let them manipulate you, guilt trip you, or use you to their advantage. Self-respect means setting boundaries with the people in your life, especially those who think they can take advantage of your kindness. It's about saying, I'm not going to keep giving my time to people who don't appreciate it. I'm not going to keep being there for people who wouldn't do the same for me. I won't let anyone drag me down, wear me out, or treat me like I don't matter. And when you set those boundaries, guess what happens? You start attracting the right people. The people who respect your boundaries, who appreciate your time, who value what you bring to the table. These are the people who will give back what you give to them. These are the relationships that are built on mutual respect, not manipulation or exploitation. They'll understand that your time and energy are valuable, and they'll treat you accordingly. On the other hand, if you continue to let people walk all over you, if you continue to give your kindness without reservation, you'll be left with nothing but resentment. You'll resent the people who take from you without ever giving back. You'll resent yourself for letting it happen. And the worst part is you'll lose sight of who you are. You'll become so focused on everyone else's needs that you forget your own. You'll become a servant to everyone but yourself. And that's when your self-respect disappears. It's not about being rude. It's about being firm. It's about protecting yourself and recognizing that your energy, your time, your effort, they are not endless. You have the right to guard them fiercely. Self-respect means that you value yourself enough to walk away from anything that threatens your sense of worth. If someone doesn't appreciate you, if someone disrespects you, if someone uses you for their own gain, you have the right to say no. And here's the thing, when you start protecting your boundaries and prioritizing your own well-being, you'll realize something powerful. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone's validation to know that you're worthy. Your self-worth isn't determined by other people's opinions or how much you can give to them. It's determined by how much you respect yourself, how much you value your own time and energy, and how much you're willing to fight for your peace of mind. The truth is, there's a certain strength that comes with self-respect. It's not the loud, in-your-face strength of someone who has to constantly prove themselves. It's a quiet, unwavering strength that doesn't need to seek validation. It knows when to stand firm and when to walk away. It knows that true power comes from the ability to say no, to protect your time and energy, and to only give to people who have earned it. The moment you stop respecting yourself, the moment you start letting people take advantage of you, is the moment you start losing your power. People will see that you're a pushover, that you don't have the strength to set boundaries, and they'll start using you. They'll take what they can, and they'll leave you with nothing. That's the danger of not protecting your self-respect. It's not just that you'll be left drained, is that you'll lose sight of who you are. And when you lose your self-respect, you lose everything. Self-respect isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what allows you to walk into any situation with confidence, knowing that you won't tolerate disrespect. It's what gives you the strength to protect your time and energy from people who would use you. It's what makes you realize that you don't have to give everything you've got just to be liked or accepted. You have to know that you are enough just as you are without needing to sacrifice your worth to prove it to anyone. In the end, let's be clear. Kindness is not the problem. It's the way we give it, and more importantly, to whom we give it. When you don't have boundaries, when you don't have self-respect, kindness becomes a tool for exploitation. It turns from a source of power into a weakness. But when you learn to respect yourself, when you set your own boundaries and demand respect from others, your kindness becomes a strength, a force that attracts the right people and creates the relationships you truly deserve. So stop sacrificing your self-respect to please others. Stop bending over backward to make everyone else happy at the cost of your own peace and power. Protect your time, protect your energy, and know your worth. When you learn to say no to things that drain you and yes to the things that build you up, you'll find that the world starts treating you with the same respect you give to yourself. You are not here to be a doormat. You are not here to give kindness away without limits. You are here to stand strong, to show the world who you are, and to set the standard for how you deserve to be treated. So the next time you give kindness, ask yourself, is this coming from a place of strength? Is this truly earned? And if the answer is no, remember, it's okay to walk away. Your self-respect is too valuable to lose. Don't give it up for anyone. Keep it, protect it, and watch how it transforms your life.